Okay, so this set, it was a huge set. It was arcade classics, the Capcom Arcade 1 and 2, and a bunch of Street Fighters on Humble Bundle. I think I paid like $10. And it's, the sale's over as of yesterday, I believe. But lots of really cool games. There's a bunch of DLC you can download, which I'm not going to. I do like, however, you can play online. It's something they added, which I think is pretty neat. But you know, it's a bunch of games that Bionic Commando, 43, Forgotten Worlds, just a bunch of random stuff. Ghost Strider. You can change the arcade cabinet looks and everything, which is pretty cool. And they're all supposed to be just set up like arcades, you know. Let's see. Let's find something. Oh yeah, so there's Street Fighter 2, but like came with like the newer Street Fighters. You know, that you can play online and play against other people, which I thought was really neat. And then they even have the maybe it's on Arcade 2. They have the original Street Fighter, which is horrible. Let's see what we got. And, you know, some of these games I never played on arcade. I played like Commando, a couple of things like that on NES. You know, Super NES. But let's see. That's a cool game. Bionic Commando arcade version was a lot different than the NES version. So let's run with that. Let's see. Game settings. Let's see what we have when it comes to settings. I like all the detail. Not everybody does, I'm sure, but I do. See how many lives you get. Let's do 7. Because I'm horrible at Bionic Commando. Okay, so okay, cool. We'll see. There we go. That's pretty neat. Let's get into it. There's a jump, no problem. Rewind. Oh, it has a rewind. Well, that's cool too, man. They put a lot into this for I think each one is like $6-7. You can get rid of the arcade aesthetic if you want to. I didn't because I thought it was really neat. You're gonna make it actually be on the screen instead of like you're playing on a cabinet. Commando. Somebody's horrible at this game. Oh, it's horrible. I will say the NES version is a lot easier than this. Oh man, yeah, I'm horrible. I'm already like 4 lives in, I think. Which is hilarious. But there's a lot of those games. Like there was Goal 13. That I thought was an amazing game. I really didn't understand it. It's on NES. Let's see. I don't know how you defeat that guy. I've never played the arcade version. It's always been the... Dang. At this point, I'm just running, praying. definitely a different game, man. Let's see. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here and see what other games we come across. Let's see what it looks like display settings. Yeah, so you can do, you know, no surround, you do Capcom surround, and you can do just like the old times, which is pretty cool, man. 2D and 3D. Let's see. There's custom, dash, super, 3D, 2D, all, and press, purple upright, the different cabinets. Display size, normal, filter, you got different filters. Screen orientation, oh no. No thank you. Display orientation. I think it's super cool, man. Like I said, I don't think it was bad for, I think I paid, like I said, a couple bucks for all of them. Let's see. Start game. I wish there's probably a way to turn off all these settings that keep popping up to remind you how to do things. Let's see. Ghouls and Ghosts, horrible at it. Strider, horrible. Destiny War, it was a pretty cool game. Final Fight. Let's go. I played this in the arcade. Amazing game. Hardest? Oh no, sir. I'm gonna do easiest. Let's see. I'll save that. Display settings. I don't like the cabinet so much, so I'm going to go back to the full screen like this. Let's go. Guy, Cody, and Hager. Always kind of the go-to. It's always the same. They always grab some chick. It's like on Double Dragon. They grab the chick. If you haven't played this, all this is just a beat 'em up. That's it. It's like this, Streets of Rage. Look at their names. It's always funny to watch the bad guys' names. It always pops up. It's always different. Like, it's always the same guy. Like a Bread, Doug. You'll be beating up the same dude, and it'll be like Bread again. Axel. Hollywood. I love this game. I remember spending so much money at the arcade on this and getting my ever-loving butt kicked. Mind you, I have it on easy here. Just because it's just going to be a short kind of video going over the arcade, going over the Capcom's hits, so. I don't want that. Ugh, I forgot about this guy. Another good beat 'em up is The Punisher on Sega Genesis Arcade too. If you haven't played it, it is a really good game. A little violent. I mean, I'm not saying this isn't violent, but compared to what is on TV and all these other games that people are playing, this is nothing. The pipe. I've beat up like 10 J's so far. You got Rick James on Juice. Yeah, on regular setting though, this dude is a mess. He is difficult to say the least. But since I've got it on easy, yeah, just like a punk. Just here's the thing too: is you can't do it now. They got these women in the game you beat up. Same thing with Double Dragon. You would beat those chicks, I mean, horribly, and now you get in trouble for making a game where you did that. I don't know of any that you can do that now. I'm not saying you should be beating chicks up. What I'm saying is, like, it was the 80s, man. It was the early 90s, you know. Let's see. Subway. I always thought the game was really good. You know what I've always wondered, though, is, like, when it comes to these bad guys, like, you know, that are a gang, I guess. But how do you... I always wondered on, like, how they hired their bad guys, their henchmen, you know what I mean? Especially in movies. Like, you know, they got the henchmen, they got the whole building, there's, like, 50 dudes working in there. Like, I wonder if they have, like, 401ks and retirement and, like, sick leave, you know what I mean? Like, just a regular job. You got Andre the Giant over here. I've always wondered that. Like, the closest explanation I've ever gotten to it was, remember the Ninja Turtles movie with the Foot Clan? It was all those kids, like, all, you know, kids that had nowhere to go, runaways, stuff like that, and they were all living in that big building, which I thought was so cool. I was like, oh man, they got a half pipe, a skateboard, and got arcade machines. You know what I mean? I thought it was so cool. And that was, you know, like, hey, we're giving you a place to stay, giving you family, you know, they're trying to make it like a gang. But I always wondered, man, you know. I will say it does get super repetitive with it. Like, you're beating up somebody and somebody comes up behind you and hits you. There's no avoiding it. It's like Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtle games. You know, you're trying to beat up one dude and two come up behind you and they punch you and it kind of freezes you up a little bit. I will say these guys move pretty fast, even on easy. These random barrels on a subway. I thought that was funny, man. Alright, bud. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. You know, I make a joke about the barrels, but it's probably what a New York subway looks like right now. I've never been to New York. Don't plan on it. Don't think it's something I'd enjoy doing. See all these crazy videos. I'm assuming this is probably pretty close. Or is this San Francisco? Portland, Oregon. It looks a little too clean for that. Not even letting them get back into the screen, man. It's crazy how many hits they had to take from that, though. All the windows are all busted out. This is really a fun game, though. You know, in the arcade, man, it was one of those things where it was like, it was quarter after quarter after quarter. And we had an arcade growing up at the mall by us, which was called Town East Mall, which is still around. But it is quite horribly it is quite possibly one of the worst malls I've ever been into now. But they used to have two arcades. They had one upstairs and one downstairs. One was called Tilt, and the other was called Aladdin's Castle. Tilt was like the cooler arcade, had all the cooler games. And Aladdin's Castle was more like the kid-friendlier arcade. They had a bunch of ticket games, you know, skee ball and basketball, stuff like that. Man, you go to Tilt and go in there, put your quarters up on the screen, commence to kicking butt, or getting your butt kicked, you know. There was always a bunch of grown men in there, you know, and they're 20, I say grown men, they're in their 20s, but I was a kid, and they're just robbing dudes of their quarters, you know, just beating them. Street Fighter, I mean, making short work of them. So just go in there and play, and, you know, my mom, this is a different time, man. Like, my mom would take us to the mall or whatever and go, here, you know, here's $5. And just kind of drop us off and go around the mall, you know, go get her hair, you know, her haircut or whatever. God, it was only round two. That's crazy. The car, almost very reminiscent, which with it being Capcom makes sense, right? Of Street Fighter, and then beating that car to pieces. Right? Let's see. 3 seconds left, baby. Yeah, so you know you get dropped off with $5, man, and you'd be out of that $5 super quick. Because there was always some game, you know, that took $1. My car. There's always some game that took like $1, you know, $2. There was this 3D. Man, I forgot the name of it. It was a white cabinet. It was 3D, and it was, you're a cowboy, and it was $2 to play, and it was horrible. I mean, it was neat. It was super neat. It was this white game. The game was the cabinet was super clean and sleek, and it was supposed to be 3D, and they used real people. They filmed real people to make a video, so it looked like there was little people inside the arcade, and you were looking down on it. Really neat, especially for the time. But I mean, dude, that was $2 to play. I had no idea what I was doing. Almost like Dragon's Lair. Horrible Dragon's Lair. You know, and unless you knew exactly what you were doing on Dragon's Lair, you were out of luck, bud. So, and Dragon's Lair was one of those games that was $2. You know, we went to the video game museum that we got out here, and it was $1 to play, and I don't remember any of it, you know. So, I don't remember anything about it. Like, I remember the game itself, but I don't remember how to make my moves or how to do anything. Let's see. Because those were all timed movements, you know what I mean? Like up, down, left, right, swing. There's a chicken. The wall chicken from Castlevania. Come on. I remember one of the games that blew my mind at the arcade, um, which, looking back at it, Pit Fighter. Pit Fighter was horrible. The arcade looked a little bit better than the Sega Genesis version, but that was still, man, that was awful. Pit Fighter was awful, and everybody thought it was amazing. The only thing I really remember, and I mean, obviously, like, people push you. This is what it reminded me of. You know, the guys laying against the bar, but you know, you'd be fighting or whatever, and you got too close, they'd push you off into the crowd. You know, push you back into the ring, or they would hurt you, which was crazy to me at the time. But you would win, and that you'd be on a forklift, and it would raise you up, and all the money and everything would be underneath you. So me being a giant man child, the first time I ever got around a forklift, I asked the guy to raise me up, and he didn't understand. I, on the other hand, thought it was hilarious, and nobody knew what I was talking about. So, but if you don't know, they stand up on a forklift, and they're standing on I think a pallet, and it raises up, you know, and just hilarious, just so simple. But the game, the graphics, it was like, you know, not Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat. They used real people to film the game, which is cool. I mean, I get it; it served its purpose. But it was cool. It served its purpose, right? But it's just a horrible game. It did not age well. I played it the other day. I fired up the Sega Genesis cart, and man, it did not age well at all. Which, like I said, the Sega Genesis version looked horrible anyways. But it was like, man. I remember the kid across the street from us when I was growing up. He, what was that kid's name? Ronnie. Yeah, he was older than us. Big dude, like we were, you know, little bitty kids. He was a couple years older than us, and the guy was huge. Like he was like 6'2" when we were like, you know, middle school. Big old dude. But he had a Sega. He had a Sega Genesis. He had a Sega Master System. I mean, he had every game imaginable for both systems. And I remember going over there and playing it, and getting my butt kicked, you know, because that's all he did was play all day. And so he was like the master of it, you know. Oh no. Police brutality, my friends, at its finest. Almost looks like one of the, you know, you can see the Pakistani officers that you see. I kind of feel bad beating up a police officer, because it's nothing that I would even imagine doing. And it's a video game, but I still feel horrible doing it. I remember playing it in the arcade, like I said. Oh, I remember playing it in the arcade and fighting the police officer, and kind of upset me a little bit, because I wanted to be a police officer when I was growing up, and that was kind of my thing. I was like, oh yeah, and here I am fighting this police officer. Because growing up, it's not like now. When I was growing up, we didn't demonize the police. You know, there was cops that weren't good guys. That's with anything, really. But you know, there was police officers back then in the 80s and 90s that weren't good guys. I'm sure in the 70s and 60s, but you know, we didn't demonize the police like some people seem to do now, which so I kind of felt bad beating them up. Let's see. Alright, let's get out of here. Restart game. Yes. Game menu. Unit package. That's cool. 1941 was what was really cool. Mega Twins. Let's see. You know what? I've never played Mega Twins. It looked too much like Bonk. I wasn't a huge fan of Bonk. Street Fighter, always amazing. Street Fighter 2. Love Street Fighter 2. I remember getting my butt whooped on Street Fighter 2. I remember the first time I played Killer Instinct in the arcade. Man. That was a life-changing, life-altering experience. Especially if you've never played it, and then you walk into an arcade and there it is. Come on, man. What's up, buddy?
So, playing,
Street Fighter.
Yeah, Street Fighter. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Do you want to go to the, do you want to go on a bike ride there?
Huh?
Do you want to go on a bike ride there?
Go on a bike ride where, buddy?
Like, I don't know, somewhere. Like, just ride a bike in general.
There's still sunlight outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yes. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, that was fun. You know what? I could sit here and stream another game, but my little buddy asked me if I wanted to go ride bikes with him. So that's. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that is more important. Go outside and play, guys. You know what I mean? This is something me and my kids are doing together. He's in there playing, building Legos right now. Parker, the guy that's usually with me, my buddy. He wanted to build Legos. I just wanted to play some games. But then my other buddy asked me if I wanted to go ride bikes, man. And honestly, I love video games, but any opportunity to spend time with my kids supersedes everything and anything else. So we're gonna do this again. This was just me just messing around with the Capcom thing. We'll go further detail. We'll do 1 and 2, Arcade Classics 1 and 2, in another video. But I gotta go hang out with my buddy. So guys, thank you. Have a great week. Today's Sunday. I hope this week is amazing and treats you well. Remember that you are loved, and go outside and play, guys. Have a good time. Be safe. Bye, guys. See you guys.